What's up, everyone? We're going to go through Mathspace Week 7 from IB Applications. We're going to talk about number 7, and then we'll talk about number 9. So number 7 says, consider this series, and we're finding the sum of the first 5 terms, rounding our answer to 3 decimal places if necessary. So sum of the first 5 terms. Before I even write out my sum formula, I need to figure out, is this arithmetic or geometric? So I know if I'm thinking arithmetically that I can subtract 1 from 10 to get 9, but if I subtract 1 from 9, I don't get 8.1. So that tells me this is probably geometric. So to figure out what my R is, I can do my second term divided by my first term. And that should be the same as doing my third term divided by my second term. Either way should get me the same number for my R. And I can either think of it as the 9/10 or 0.9, either way. Depends on if you're decimal or a fraction person. So what that tells me about my equation is if I'm looking at the sum of a geometric series, then I'm looking at this formula and subbing in things that I know. I know my first term is 10. 1 minus my R I just found, I'm going to use 0.9 raised to the 5th, since I'm looking at 5 terms, divided by 1 minus that R value. And either calculator as all in one step or calculator as step by step, I can evaluate that. Get 40.951. Round it to 3 decimal places, so I should be good. Number 9, we have a word problem. So a car enthusiast purchases a vintage car for $220,000. Each year, the value increases at a rate of 13% of its value at the beginning of each year, or at the beginning of the year. And we're finding its value after 7 years to 2 decimal places. So I'm going to deal with this increasing part first. Remember, if I'm increasing, I'm doing 1 plus. 13% as a decimal is 0.13. So what that tells me is that my R value is 1.13. So I'm looking for its value after 7 years, which also tells me that my N should be 8. Since it's after 7 years, I'm looking in the 8th year. I'm remembering that anytime I'm given a percent, that means I'm looking at a geometric formula. And since I'm looking for not the sum, but in the 8th year or after 7 years, I'm looking at the term formula. Subbing in what I know my first term is that big $220,000 times my R, which I just found to be 1.13, raised to my N, which I discovered was 8 minus 1. So calculating that out, 517, 573 and 21 cents.